Hello and welcome to a new vlog. Welcome if you're new here. Hi, I'm Andrea. Welcome back if you're one of my lovely returning friends. It's great to have you all here. Welcome to a beautiful, stormy, cloudy, rainy Sunday. I'm so excited. There's, I think it was a hurricane in Mexico, and the remnants of that are making their way through Arizona and New Mexico at the moment. It rained all morning yesterday morning, and it's supposed to rain all morning this morning. It's been raining off and on all morning. I can tell that it was raining a lot before I woke up, and then it had stopped when I woke up. But like the rock pond that forms outside my window was there. So I knew it had rained significantly throughout the early morning for that to form. But yeah, so needless to say, I didn't go hiking this morning. I didn't get to go hiking yesterday morning either. I honestly don't know when I'm going to be able to go hiking again, because I think the trails are going to be completely saturated for at least a few days, because we just keep getting these huge dumpings of rain. So it's fall break at the moment. So today's Sunday, so I wouldn't normally work on a Sunday anyway, but I have tomorrow and Tuesday off. And yeah, so I don't have to teach on Tuesday. I don't have to do emails and stuff on Monday. I do have to post my final grades for my A session. Those are due by tomorrow night at midnight. So I might post those sometime today, just to get that done. Everything's graded, everything's ready. I just literally need to go in and post them. Normally, I would spend Sunday working on Project Darkness. I did do some minor research yesterday. If you subscribe to my Patreon, I've been documenting my daily process throughout, or my daily progress throughout October over there for my paid members. So I did post an update with the little bit of work that I did yesterday. And normally I would work on it today. And I'm going to be jumping on a call later with Becca and Kaylin. I've been doing near weekly, sometimes we miss a week, but near weekly writing club calls, which I just look forward to every week. So we're going to be doing one of those today. And so they've been my like Project Darkness writing buddies each weekend, or I'm not writing at the moment, but like project working buddies. But my thought for fall break was, I do want to make sure I'm giving myself time to relax, but I also really wanted 2 really good writing days in Across the Pond 5. And I made a lot of progress last week. I actually ended up at over 6,000 words total for the week, Monday through Friday. I had really good writing days on, I think it was Monday and Friday, and then double what I was expecting on Thursday. So I was really happy with that, but I would like to make a big push 2 days at the start of this week. So normally that would be Monday and Tuesday, the 2 days I have off. I really want to give myself Tuesday to just kind of relax and not do a whole lot. I will need to edit a vlog, but Tuesday I just kind of want to be laying on the couch, really relaxing. So I think I'm going to swap Sunday and Tuesday for Project Darkness and Across the Pond. So work on Across the Pond today and tomorrow and make 2 really big pushes, and just see if I'm writing kind of throughout the day, all day, both days, with significant breaks in between writing sprints. But like I'm hoping to do like an hour and a half to 2 hours of like sprinting 3 times today and tomorrow. So like hopefully about 5 hours total each day. And that still gives me time to relax. I have a vlog to edit today for tomorrow. So that would still give me time to relax on both of these days. But I can make 2 really big pushes and then take Tuesday off of working on Across the Pond, probably do some Project Darkness research on that day while I'm lounging on the couch. Maybe watch some YouTube videos related to that, take some notes, so that I'm doing research, but it doesn't feel like research, if that makes sense. I've got a ton of videos bookmarked on YouTube that I want to watch for that project to help inform certain things. So yeah, I figured I would just have 2 really big writing days, and I'll vlog both of them, and we'll see how much I can write in 2 days. I don't normally do intentional intense writing sessions like this where like I'm intentionally trying to write as much as possible, but I know I can kind of commit to an average of 5,000 words a week for the remaining weeks of October, and I do have 3 full weeks left of like Monday through Friday weeks, so I think I can commit to 5,000 words on those days. So I just want to kind of see if I can write a little bit extra today and tomorrow, what impact that will have on my overall end of the month writing total. Right now I'm a little bit behind track of hitting 30,000 words for the month, which is my goal. I would really like to hit 30K total words written this month. And if I don't hit that, that's fine. But I do think I'll stand a better chance of hitting that without overworking myself during the week when I am teaching over the next few weeks, if I do 2 really kind of intense and focused days. And I'm taking advantage of the rainy weather because this weather always inspires me to write. Some of you are probably wondering where the heck I'm sitting. I'm sitting right in front of the window. I have brought my armchair, normally by my balcony door. I've brought that over here so that I can pull it up right in front of the window, have a front row seat to the clouds and watch them change and eventually break up throughout the late morning. I will probably have to shuffle things around when I start chatting with the girls because I will need my other monitor, but I might just like shift closer so that the cable will reach. And instead of working on my monitor and having them on my laptop, I might have them on my other monitor and just, yeah, we'll make it work. So I'm gonna get started with writing while it does still feel like it's rainy, even though it's not actually raining at the moment. While there's still raindrops drying on my windows, I'm gonna get started writing. It is currently 8 o'clock, so I would like to try, my call with them is at 11, so I would like to try to get a good hour and a half to 2 hour sprint. Is that really a sprint when it's that long? I'm not gonna be sprinting. I'm gonna just like 2 hours, maybe a little less. And then at 10, I will take a break for an hour and then continue taking a break while I chat with the girls, and then at some point we will do some writing. So yeah, I have no expectation. Well, that's a lie. I will say I would love it if I could get 10K written in 2 days. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's my like wildest dreams, my like super stretch goal. I think 8K is slightly, 7K is probably slightly more, 3.5. I have done as many as 3,500 words in a day before, but that's pretty rare. Minimum would be 5,000. If I could get 5,000 words, 2,500 a day, 2,500 tomorrow, I'd be really happy with that. So I feel like we'll have a good sense by the end of today what my total could be by the end of tomorrow. I'm gonna try to pace myself, but yeah, if I could do 1,000 words across 3 different working blocks, which that is possible, then I think at least 5,000, if not 6,000 across 2 days is possible. So we'll see, but it's more about just having fun. Like that's the most important thing, just having fun and getting into this book, just having fun and seeing what happens. One of the things that will also help me, aside from the rain, the other thing that will help me is I have looked ahead to my outline and to see what's coming, and I am working on a really kind of fun moment. There's like a few chapters where each chapter has something I'm looking forward to, like that carrot dangling in front of me. So there's motivation to like get to those scenes, and then I know those scenes will come pretty fast in terms of writing. So yeah, I'm gonna get writing. I'll give you an update in a little while, and in the meantime, I'm just hoping the rain comes back because I want more rain. I really want more rain. Okay, the rain has stopped for now, but I think there's still possibly chances of rain in the 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock hours. So it looks like we might get another batch in a couple of hours. It is currently 10:05. I have posted my final grades, so I am completely done with A session. Now I really am like on fall break for the rest of the weekend and tomorrow and Tuesday. It's a little bit frustrating that the turnaround for final grades on A session is so fast. B session, we get the same amount of time as we do for C session, which is the main full-length semester session. I'll have like a week from the last day of class to when grades are due at the end of the semester. But for A session, I wish they were due like on the Wednesday after fall break, but they're due on Monday in the middle of fall break. And that's just really annoying because we're not allowed, technically A session went until Friday. So we're not allowed to post, even though I finished teaching on Thursday and my grading was done by Friday afternoon, I wasn't allowed to post grades until 12 o'clock, 12 a.m. Saturday morning. We've been told under no circumstances, even a case like me where I know none of my students were going to drop the class or complain about their grade, I still wasn't allowed to post them on Fridays. But writing has gone really, really well. So let me open the laptop back up. I am up to, this is gonna slow down throughout the rest of the day, I just know it is, but I am up to 2,227 words so far today. I finished chapter 14, I'm now on to chapter 15, and I have finished the first scene of chapter 15. And I really like how I end that scene and transition into the next scene. I kind of find it hilarious. I will be very intrigued to see if any of my alpha and beta readers pick up on it, if anyone notices it or comments on it. It might be something that like only I think it's pretty clear the like comedic moment I'm trying to do here, but I don't know. I don't think I'm actually that funny, so maybe other people, it just will go over their heads and only I'm gonna be the one who giggles at this moment. But you know, sometimes you've got to put those in, those little things that only you find funny, and you know, they don't detract from the story. But yeah, I'm really proud of this little moment that in this transition here. So and that is the first of two scenes in this chapter. I'm going to be, well, there's kind of a couple scenes, but I don't think there's going to be a scene break in between. So kind of the second half of this chapter is going to be this other scene that's kind of spread across a few days. But it is going to involve me looking at apartment flat listings in London, you know, research, the fun kind of research. So I'll probably do that after the break, or I might take my laptop over to the couch with me, but I definitely want to take a bit of a break. But I'm so happy with how much I've written, and that was just in, I think I did 45 minutes and then 50 minutes. I got up and toasted a bagel and got some food and a glass of juice because I hadn't eaten anything yet. So I got myself a bit of a snack. But yeah, I just want to go relax for a bit. But another stat, we crossed 70K in the manuscript. So if I could get another 20,000 words, well, hold on, I think I need more than 20,000 words. Where are we up to for the month right now? We are at 12,012 words for October. I would need another 18,000 to get to 30K by the end of the month, and that would put me at 88,000 words total in the manuscript, which I'm projecting the final draft to be around 110,000 words. So if I could get up to around 88,000 by the end of this month, then that would mean I would only need 22,000 more to get to 110, right? I think that math is correct. And if I'm doing 30,000 this month, then I can definitely do 20 something thousand next month, even with Thanksgiving, which means I might be able to finish this before December 15th. Like, I might be able to get back to my original, well, my original hope was by like October 15th. We're past that. That's not, well, we're not past it yet. We're 3 days away from that. That's not gonna happen. But then I was thinking maybe like November 30th felt a little bit more realistic, but then when I finally started working on this, it was later in September than I wanted, and so I started to realize maybe it's going to be more like mid-December, and at least finishing it before I wanted to kind of log off from things for Christmas. But now I think we're back to like November 30th for sure, I think. For sure, I think is possible. Maybe even before November 30th, which would be really, really great. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I do think it's going to slow down. Getting to 5K today would be amazing. And then even if I only did like 3K tomorrow, that would still be 8,000 words total for these 2 days, and I'd be really happy with that. We'll see. I'm really hoping the rain does come back, but it has at least stayed really, really cloudy, and I am loving sitting in this chair. I wish this space was just a little bit wider, because even if I moved all of these shelves out of the way, I've tried putting this chair in this corner before, and it still comes out just enough into the window that to have my desk chair as well, it just feels really cramped. I feel like I can't push the desk chair back, and it's not ideal, but I really like having this chair here. But when this window is open, it would just be so nice to be able to sit here, especially like on a breezy day. So I do need to figure something out, because I did really like it when when my desk was set up facing the window and the chair was next to it. I did really love sitting in the chair next to the window. So this office, if you go back and watch any of my previous office revamps, rearranging videos, this office has had every configuration possible, but I keep finding new configurations, so I think I'm starting to get an idea for another one. But that is not the theme for today's vlog for now. I've got less than 45 minutes before I need to jump on my call, so I'm gonna go lay down on the couch and relax for a bit, and then we will get back to writing. Okay, it is now Monday, but it feels like Sunday, and yet I also have tomorrow off, so I don't know what day it is. It is Monday, so I do have a timer set on my watch to remind me to publish today's vlog, and yeah. But other than that, I really don't have anything that has to be done today other than writing. So we can just see how much I can get written when there are no like other distractions or things that I need to focus on. But considering that I did have like 2 hours that I was just chatting with the girls, and about an hour that I was, a little bit more than an hour, that I was doing vlog editing. I did 45 minutes earlier in the day, and another like 45 minutes at the end of the day to finish editing the vlog. Despite all of that, I still got 5,500 was it 5,500 or 5,600? 5,661 words yesterday. I don't think I've ever written that many words in one day. So that was really exciting. Now, I feel like at this point of the vlog, I need to put in a disclaimer. At the beginning of yesterday, I really was convinced that like 5,000 was not gonna happen. That was like wildest dreams. Potentially possible, but highly improbable. And I would have been happy with 3,000. I thought if I could do 1,000 in the morning, 1,000 in the early afternoon, like while working with the girls, and then 1,000 in the evening, like late afternoon, early evening, I would have been happy with that. But then I got 2,000 something in just that first session. So I kind of knew that I was gonna get to more than 3,000. But like, would it be 35? Would it be 4,000? Would it be 45? I knew if I got to 4,500, I would then probably push myself to get to 5,000. But then I crossed 5,000. By that point, it was just about 5 o'clock, just a little bit after. I knew I didn't want to write past 5 o'clock. And so getting to 6,000, even though I kind of was pretty close to 6K, I was not going to push myself. So I stopped. But the disclaimer that needs to come at this point, and I did mention this a little bit in my October Writing Diaries entry on Patreon yesterday. Things to keep in mind, because I normally do not advocate for high word count days like this. I do think that there is something potentially problematic, particularly online in writing spaces. There's something potentially problematic about the 10K in one day, or even like I'm potentially doing 10K in 2 days. Like, I will be happy if I can just write another 1,000 or 2 words today. I will be happy. But I do think it could end up being more like 4,000, possibly even another 5,000. These word count days, not everyone can accomplish that straight out the gate. Like, let's just step back and have a bit of a reminder here for new people. I have been writing and publishing. I've been publishing since 2019. I've been writing off and on since, fiction-wise, since 2010, but I really haven't been writing consistently, like on a near daily practice or Monday through Friday daily, since 2019, 2020, after my first book was published and I had to start writing the second book because the first book was already written. So I've been an academic writer for many, many, many years. I've done 2 masters and a PhD. I know how to write to a deadline. I know how to write 2 high word counts under pressure. I can do this when I need to, but also like yesterday when I want to. If you are just starting out as a writer, I don't think it's a good idea to set yourself this kind of challenge. Set yourself a challenge to just see how much you can write in a day, but also bear in mind that when you do a day like that, there is a cost to it. Like, I would never be able to keep up 5K a day indefinitely. I might have one more 5K day in me, and then I'm taking tomorrow off, and then for the rest of the week, it's going to be like 1,000. That being said, I have changed my Scrivener goals, so we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, I feel like when we vlog days like this, like myself and other author tubers, we can make it look easy. It's not always. I think another huge thing that has helped me is my outline for this part of the book is really, really strong. There were definitely chapters earlier in the book where I would have never been able to do 5,000 words in one day because it took me 3 hours just to get to 1,200 words in those chapters. Some chapters work better. That was another reason why I felt like these might be the 2 days to do something like this, because the chapters I'm working on, I knew that the outlines are really strong. I know what I'm writing. I'm feeling really good, and I feel like I'm able to like really sink into this. Another thing that's helped is my comfy armchair and moving this in front of the window. Like, it was just really cozy and magical yesterday. I've got, because this chair is so low and I'm kind of leaning back, I've got a really good view of the sky, and I'm like mesmerized by the clouds right now. I need to try to stop talking and then set up a time lapse of the clouds, because they are just looking beautiful right now. Being comfortable, being in a good mood, not having a million distractions, like even the things yesterday that I did have on my schedule or tasks that needed to be completed, it wasn't work stuff. It wasn't something that totally pulled me out of the writing mindset. Like, chatting with the girls, we were talking about our writing projects and what we were working on, and I was giving them the update on like where things are at and how things are going. Like, just being in a comfortable space and a good mood and all of those things also help. So this is not something I can do on the regular, and I know there are authors who can. The one that I'm thinking of who has talked about this is a full-time writer. She doesn't have anything else. So that also makes a difference. Like, when I'm working and when I'm teaching full-time, like, I don't have the time to do days like this every week. I can only do this because I have 4 days off in a row. So I had Saturday to totally chill out and relax at my parents' house, and I'll have Tuesday to totally chill out and relax here at home. So Sunday and Monday, I can just make really intense, really focused writing pushes on these days. But like next weekend, I would not want to do that because I only have 2 days off. Like, I feel like I really need at least a 3-day, if not a 4-day weekend. If I can have 1 day to make an intense push, but then bookend that with at least 1 day on either side to just totally chill out, then I'm happy. So, really quick Scrivener Target deadline update before I get back to writing. I have changed my my goals. Well, not the end goal, but I have now set it for Monday through Friday. So I'm back to 5 days a week, because the last couple weeks I have been consistently being able to write on Tuesday and Thursday, but I also feel like I can probably make more of a push on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to make up for maybe not hitting my Scrivener goal on Tuesday and Thursday. I have bumped the deadline up to November 22nd. I need to double check what day is actually the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, but I made the mistake of telling Kaylin that I might be able to get this done before Thanksgiving, and she really liked that idea because I've told her that I'm going to let her read this first. I might do some more, I might see what she thinks before I then send it to the rest of my alpha readers. I'm just already feeling like there's going to be some chapters I want to rewrite and just double check, or at least I want to read through it before I send it to my alpha readers. But Kaylin's desperate to read this, so I've told her she could. So she really liked the idea of this being her Thanksgiving weekend read. So yeah, she would be okay, I think, if I took a little bit longer. But I know that we would both, I would also really love it if I could read it over Thanksgiving. So it does make sense for a few reasons. We'll see, because now it is telling me that my daily goal is 1,200 words, and that's not terrible. It is what it was at the beginning of all of this. That's what I'd kind of gotten it down to. So I've definitely made progress, and I am ahead of schedule. But November 22nd would be almost a month ahead of schedule. So that's where I'm just a little unsure. But I'm also now getting to the point where I might finish in less than 110,000, which is what the deadline is set for, based on a word count of 110,000. So if this ends up being 105,000 or something like that, then that also would mean I'm finishing a little bit earlier. So we'll see. I think today, if I can do another like 5K day, that will bring that number down even more. That might bring it down by tomorrow to like 1,100 something. We're just gonna see. But yeah, that is your update and your warning and caveat and disclaimer about these sorts of high word count days. I'm gonna get writing. It's 8:12. I want to write until about 10, and then I'll take my first break of the day, big break, like at least an hour long break. And I'm just gonna lean back and enjoy these beautiful clouds while I start writing. Okay, it is now 10 to 1. I have been taking a break for almost an hour. So I got 2,000 words written this morning. Very happy about that. I did some writing sprints with Kaylin and Becca. They both happened to be free, so we jumped on for a nice co-working call. This one was much more writing focused than talking focused, so we got a lot of work done. Definitely had a slow start this morning. It took me a while, I feel like, to get my first 1,000, but then my second 1,000 came really fast. So that felt good. So I'm curious to see, now that I've had a bit of a break, I have made some coffee. It's decaf, but there's still something about sipping on a mug of coffee that just gets my brain going. So I'm curious to see like how I do this afternoon. I don't think we're gonna get any more rain. It's not getting that cloudy, but there are still some really pretty clouds. So I'm still sitting over here and nice and comfy in my chair. I've just been comfy on the couch, so I did kind of lay down, watched a couple vlogs, closed my eyes for a few minutes, kind of dozed off just a tiny bit, and now I feel recharged. I am nearing the end of chapter 16. I'm down to the last scene of chapter 16. So I'm really hoping that in this afternoon block, I can finish chapter 16 and start chapter 17. I would love to get at least another 2,000 words written. Getting 3,000 words would put me at 5K for the day, but getting 4,400 would put me at 10K for the 2 days, because I did 5.6K yesterday. So if I could at least get to 4,400, I could still say 10K in 2 days, which I don't know that I've ever done that. As I was saying earlier, I'm usually pretty staunchly against doing pressurized writing challenges and trying to go for these really high word counts. But every now and then, under the right circumstances, it can be fun. And I do feel like this weekend for fall break, these are the right circumstances. So I am having fun and enjoying myself. In addition to the 2,000 words, you also saw me do a sketch. So I don't know how well that's going to show up because it's just pencil. But yeah, I drew this dress that the main character is wearing to the big party that she's going to. So yeah, brushed off my fashion illustration skills. It's been a little while. fun fact, for those who don't know, I used to be a costume designer. So like every time I describe an outfit in one of my books, I have visualized it in vivid detail in my head. I don't always draw them out, but sometimes I draw them out. And this one, I was just like, my idea for this dress is so clear. I just need to draw it out to see like what it would actually look like not in my head, but like to look at it on paper. So yeah, took some time, drew that one, and then took my break. But yeah. Oh, it is getting cloudy. Please stay. Please stay. Like it's actually gotten, I can see blue sky to the north, but everything's coming from the south. It might be. It looks cloudy to the south. I think we're getting more clouds. Whether we get rain or not remains to be seen, but if it could at least stay like this, I will be able to sit here writing for the rest of the afternoon and not be blinded by the sun reflecting off the building opposite me. So fingers crossed we at least get some really good cloud cover. Extra fingers crossed we get some rain. So I'm going to get back to writing and enjoying these clouds and drinking my coffee and eating my muffin and escaping back into the world of London and across the pond. Anyone want to guess how many words I wrote today? I am making myself stop. It is after 6 o'clock. It is 6:06. I really want to keep going. I'm almost done with this chapter, but I have to stop. I've written 8,123 words today. I don't know how people do 10K in one day. I'm just gonna say that right now, because like I'm still 2,000 words away from hitting 10K in one day, and I would have to write until bedtime, which I don't think I could do that. Like I think it would take me another couple hours, because I'm definitely slowing down. So I think if I wrote until 8, I might be able to do it, but like it would be a really bad idea for me to do that. So I'm not gonna do that. Even though it's really tempting. I mean, I could do that because I don't have to wake up early tomorrow, but it isn't gonna rain tomorrow. And so I really should go hiking in the morning. So I really should go to bed at my normal time tonight. So we're gonna call it good at 8,000, which means 13,784 words. I'm so close to 14K, but I'm stopping. I'm not doing any more. The manuscript is now up to 81,875. I am nearly done with chapter 18. So I wrote half of chapter 16, all of chapter 17, and most of chapter 18. Only have 6 chapters in the epilogue after this. I cannot wait to see what my session target drops down to tomorrow. I really can't. I mean, it's gonna be wild. If that's gotta drop it down to like 1,000 words a day. It has to. That's so many words. This honestly, like being totally honest, this honestly has been so much fun these last 2 days. Like, so much fun. I have really, truly, honestly enjoyed this. This is not for everyone. Not everyone is going to want to do intense writing days like this. Not everyone is going to be able to do this. Not every writer can do it. And that's not a bad thing. It just means your brain is wired differently. I can't do this most of the time. There's no way I could do this on a weekly basis. My brain would melt. And also, like I was saying earlier, I think in earlier chapters of this manuscript, I don't think I could have done 2 days like this. I don't even think I could have done either of these days. Like, I don't think I could have had a day like yesterday where I did 5,000 words, or a day like today where I've done 8,000. Some of these other chapters have just been so much harder to get the words in. So yeah, I feel like I've gotten really lucky. I'm at a really good point with this book. I'm really hoping that over the next few weeks that I can be getting like 2,000 word days fairly regularly, because I will say throughout today, especially, and yesterday, especially in the mornings, those first 2,000 words were coming pretty easily. Like the first 500 each day has taken me a little bit of time to get into it, and then the next 1,500 to get up to 2K went by in a blink. And then getting from 2K to 4K was pretty easy both days. I will say getting from 4,000 to 6K, like I definitely felt like around 5,000 words I slowed down a little bit, but I still had time. I think it was about 4 o'clock. I texted Kaylin at that time, because she and I have been texting a little bit. My last text to her was, I think I'll get to 6K today. I can't wait to tell her I got to 8,000. So at 3:51, so at about 10 to 4, I texted her and said I was up to 5,114 words, and I was going to try to write for another hour because I knew I wanted to write until 5. I think I got to about 6K, a little bit past 6K by 5 o'clock, and just felt like I was still doing pretty good. I knew I have dinner that's gonna be really fast to heat up because I've still got some stew left. So I just kind of thought, I'm cozy, I'm comfy, I feel good. I'm just gonna keep writing. And then going from 6K to 8K, over 8K in like an hour and 5 minutes just flew by. So I'm working on a really intense scene. And yeah, I just keep having these scenes and these moments and chapters where they just flow from one to the next, and so there just hasn't really been a natural stopping point. I just want to write the next scene. So I'm making myself stop now because I need to stop. I need to eat dinner. I need to go relax on the couch. I need to go to sleep. I need to let my brain wind down. Although I know I'm going to be thinking about these scenes for the rest of the night. I just know it. I think it's also like shifted my mindset a little bit. Like when I was talking to Kaylin earlier today, and then I was texting her when I finished chapter 16 and was teasing her like, you're gonna really enjoy chapter 16, because I know what some of her favorite scenes in the other Across the Pond books were, so I know she's gonna like chapter 16 and also chapter 17 and also chapter 18. So knowing, and I think, to be fair, I also think my other alpha readers, Janelle and Cheska, are going to enjoy this. I'm really curious to see what they think. It's a little bit different than the other Across the Pond books because this character is different. Eleanor has her own personality, and the way that she thinks and the way she reacts and the way she responds to different situations, the things that motivate her and drive her are unique to her, and Celeste was the same way. And this character, who I've not yet revealed, but I do want to reveal that on Patreon in the next few days probably. With this character, she's also very different and has her own unique personality. She has her own past traumas that influence how she reacts and responds to things in the present. She has her own way of approaching things, her own way of interacting with people, her own way of approaching a relationship with the romantic hero of this book. And he's very different from Patrick and from Jonathan in Eleanor and Celeste's stories. So they're very different characters in a lot of ways, and the way that I'm writing them just feels different. It's also being influenced by like how I've grown and changed as a person since writing the other characters' stories. And so yeah, it's I don't know, it reminds me of all my favorite scenes in all of the other books, but so I think if you liked the other books, you'll like this one. But I also think that for some people, this is going to be a character that they relate to in a different way than how they related to Eleanor or Celeste. Like, I love this series. I love this series so much. And I know a lot of people really, really, really love Independent Hearts, and that makes me so happy. Judging by sales, I think it's fairly evenly split, but I know I've got some people who are like diehard Independent Hearts fans. And I love that series too. And like every time I start working on it again, I'm reminded why I love it. And I'm really excited when I can finally get around to outlining and starting to write Bryn's story, because she's the last one of what is currently scheduled for Independent Hearts. So like, it's not that I love one more than the other. I am in the Across the Pond world right now, and I have been wanting to be here for a while. And I feel like throughout September, it took me a while to really get into it full time. I think I was feeling the pressure of feeling like I had so much still left to write, and I felt like I was a little bit behind the deadline that I'd originally set and that I originally wanted. And it was getting to my head a little bit, just this feeling of I want this story to be really good, and I was just struggling to kind of get fully back into this mindset. And now I'm there. I'm locked in, and I want to blow off everything else and just write this story. But I know if I do that, I will burn out. And so that's the other thing, like how we can end this, I suppose, is if you are going to do a kind of challenge like this, whether it's an intentional challenge or more of just a curiosity of how much can I write in a day, give yourself time afterwards. That's why I really shouldn't write tomorrow. I should take tomorrow off and just pick this up on Wednesday. We'll see if I'm smart enough to do that, but like, give yourself time. But yeah, I'm buzzing. I love these characters. I'm having so much fun. I'm gonna be exhausted tomorrow, but I am having so much fun. But on that note, because tomorrow I also have to edit this vlog, I will probably edit this vlog instead of write tomorrow, because that would be the smart thing. But I don't claim to be smart. I have a PhD. That doesn't mean I'm smart. Just means I knew how to jump through certain hoops. But yeah, we will see what happens tomorrow. I will give you the update. I will probably do another writing vlog at the end of the week, so I can let you know what my total for this week was, including 8,000 words today. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. Thank you for keeping me company. It did rain again. Literally as soon as I turned off the camera the last time I spoke to you, it just suddenly got very cloudy. And then I heard thunder in the distance, and then it started raining, and it rained like either a heavy rain or ranging from a heavy rain to a sprinkle. It rained for about 2 hours, made me so happy. And then it was cloudy for the rest of the afternoon, and then like it never got so sunny again that I was blinded by the light reflecting off the building opposite me. So I've been able to sit here until the sun has set. The sun has now set and it is getting dark, and everyone walking their dogs outside can see me talking to my window, and I probably look absolutely ridiculous. So I'm gonna stop. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Let me know how you're doing in the comments. On your way down to the comments, links to all my stuff, Patreon, newsletter, all my books, all of that stuff. If you're not caught up on the Across the Pond series, there's 4 books. You've got a little less than a year to get caught up on all of them before this one will come out. And in the comments, you can leave me a coffee mug emoji, or the British flag emoji, and to let me know which one of you lovely people have made it all the way to the end of this vlog. And in the comments, if you're a writer, let me know what is the most words you've written in one day. I would really like to know if any of you have managed the elusive 10K in one day. Like, seeing how I feel now, I really don't think I could do that. Like, I think that would be really, really hard. I feel like 8K is probably my maximum in one day, because I wouldn't have wanted to take a shorter break or anything. Like, how I did it today felt perfect. I feel like I didn't have to get started too early. I was able to take breaks. This felt good, so I don't think I could do 10K, because my outline was also really strong, so I knew what I was writing. I think that was a huge part of how I got this far. So if you've done 10K, let me know. But if you have another high word count that you want to brag about, let me know. Or are you smart enough to just not even attempt this? Do you just know that it would not be a good idea for you? In which case, you could let me know, was there some other time that you just surprised yourself with your writing in some way? If you're not a writer, you're a reader, so I would like to know, what is the most you have read in one day? Those are the things we can chat about in the comments, but it is now nearly 6:30. I've been talking for 20 minutes, so I'm gonna stop talking, and I will see you all very soon in the next vlog. Thank you very much for watching this one. Bye!